First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of a luminous 4K screen paint using ambient light projection, technology gain times 4, 5, and 7. Now, we got two things that are going to be, we got one thing that could go on today, but I may not do this, okay? Alright, so first things first, let's talk about rear projection screen technology. True rear projection screen technology. First things first, when you're dealing with a clear screen, one of the things you have to be able to do is you have to be standing on the same level as the screen. You can't have the screen sitting up in the window, because keep in mind this stuff is used for advertising for storefront windows. So that means the screen has to be in a direct view of the person who is looking at it, right from here to here. This is how it has to be seen. Now also too, keep in mind when I walk around the back of the screen, this is black technology by the way, when I go to the back of my screen, I should be able to see it from here to here. So if a customer is walking by and they're seeing the demonstration on the glass, they should be able to walk in front of it, view it, and be able to look all the way around the screen from here to here. You should be able to view it from either the outside or inside. They should be able to view that screen all the way around. It should be able to pick up a 190-degree viewing angle. Now, one of the problems you will have when you're dealing with a clear kind of rear projection screen is you would deal with something called lamp glare. Lamp glare is when an image from the projector is producing so much of a heavy glare from the projector that that lamp is going to burn right through the screen and push out the other end, and that means anybody sitting on the other end is going to get that blinding light dead in the face. That right there becomes a problem, and that's the reason why a black rear projection screens are the best way to go. I've done clear. Now keep in mind, we do have a clear projection screen technology that we have been working on that basically can take direct hits from sunlight. If you're curious to see that demonstration, check out the link below. You will see it right there in that link, and you'll be able to see it for yourself. Direct hit outside and all the light hitting these screens. This is the rear projection screen. These are demonstrations we do that other people will not do. Now some people will tippy-toe around these demonstrations or cut corners, but they won't do the real deal. Now keep in mind, when you go to a test facility, which I have been to a test facility before, somebody flew me out to Florida, me and my girlfriend, and we went out there, and keep in mind they will test it on just about every level, and that screen better do well. And they will stick it outside in daylight hours, not around 6:30 with the sun setting. No, you will be out there where it's nice and bright, everything's nice and bright. That's where it will stand. Now I did this demonstration right here on the black technology outside. Please check that link below if you want to check it out for yourself. Now, one of the reasons why people call us, with one particular individual calls us a scammer, we're supposed to be this, that, and the other, because when people can't do the same demonstrations that you do, when they can't match what you do, then the only thing they can do is tear you down. Now, we put out 4 challenges, multiple challenges. The challenge I had out there was around 1100 lumens, 12 feet back. We did that around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Challenge was never met, or 6 o'clock in the evening. It was never met. We did a demonstration, 4-day challenge, about 4 days ago, or 5 days ago. Had the screen out there. We're doing viewing angles all the way around the screen, showing basketball demonstrations, movie demonstrations, TV demonstrations. We were considered to be scammers, but yet no one has matched that demonstration. It's considered now to be unmatched. It was never matched. So there's no way in the world you can fake an outside demonstration. Ambient light is ambient light. That's all to it. There's no way to get around it. And we don't have anything protecting the screen. So no awnings, there's no roofs, nothing protecting it. So first things first, you should be able to show off exactly what real technology is supposed to look like. When you watch my demonstrations, if I'm doing a rear projection screen, you will see it right from the center, because this is the way it's designed to look. So at 4200 lumens, what this projector is pulling off, I can hit this screen from here. I can walk over to the screen, and you can see the angle gain. See how much light has contact with the screen at all times? There's light behind the back of the screen, there's light in the front of the screen. These screens are surrounded by ambient light. If you notice, where the screen is sitting, it's not dark. Now when you do a demonstration and the lights are out in that environment, that means the screen has a better chance of producing an image. Now if they're doing this in a storefront that's the environment where the storefront is going to be at, and where actually the store itself is not going to be dark. It's going to be well lit. You're going to have commercial lighting in there. So that screen's going to have to deal with the outside lighting hitting the screen and the commercial lighting on the opposite side hitting the screen. This is why I do these demonstrations with all the lights. You have to do the demonstration properly. Not take some clear paint or whatever, stick it up in the window and say, hey look, it looks fantastic. This is how advanced it is. No, you have to do real demonstrations. I can set this screen outside, hit it with a projector, it'll produce an image on both sides. Now these screens are designed to cut down on around 98% of the lamp glare pushing off of a projector. And this is 4200 lumens. Keep in mind there's nothing well lit about this environment. Alright, so we're going to go back here. We're going to grab us up another demonstration. And show you the distance of where the projector is sitting. Keep in mind there's ambient light hitting the back of the screen and the side of the screen. Now the reason why you have to have it at eye level, because you have to be to show the angle gain. Angle gain is very important. You have to be to show off that the screen can produce angle gain, especially in a well lit environment. You have to be to prove that. Now you see that little bit of light right there that's moving back and forth? That's how much glare that's being able to push through on 4200 lumens. So it cuts down around 98%. If this was a clear screen, oh man, would you get it. I would not even suggest doing this with a laser projector. A lot of people want to use those laser projectors on these rear projection screens. Not a good idea, because you're going to be hitting your customers in the face with a laser. See the angle from here to here. And there's a light wrapped all the way around the screen. Now, you want to know something interesting? A Supreme 5, the ambient light rejection superior that uses the spray-on version, has this technology embedded in it. It has the ability to be able to pull off both front and rear. This coating that you're seeing right here, it's a superior. It's a superior using the ambient light rejection technology gain times 5. That's what it is. That screen paint has multiple applications. This is the first ones that we're showing off saying, yeah, the screen has multiple applications. It has the ability to do front and rear. But the reason why, then keep in mind, when you look at the demonstration, you see that everything's dark in the background where the projector is pushing through, because that betters the chance of the image showing up. Now, if this was being used in a storefront, we all know the lighting condition in the storefront is going to be extremely bright, which means that screen has a higher chance of fading out. All right. See, the screen's black. And that little glare right there, that's it. That's all that's going to push through the screen at 4200 lumens. Have to be to stand right in the center of the screen. You have to be to see it dead on. And the camera can't be tilted here, because what they'll do is they'll do a little trick to put the camera here, and that way you won't see the light pushing through. Or they'll tilt it to the side. See right here? See the light set right here? They'll bring it to the side, so that way you can see the image crystal clear. So look, there's no lamp glare. No, you have to sit right in the center. and do the demonstration. That's how it's done. Because when you go to a test facility, that's what they're going to do. They're going to stand right in front of your screen at 4,200 lumens, 5,000 lumens, 6,000 lumens. They're going to stand right in front of your screen. Same thing with the camera scene, is that's what they're going to be looking at. So this is why I don't cut corners. This is why when I do demonstrations, when I test screens outside, I hit it with tons of ambient light. At first people were ridiculing me because I was doing demonstrations outside. I was doing demonstrations with tons of ambient light. It was unnecessary. No, it was necessary. That's why I have a screen I can sit outside. I can watch movies at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you what I got in the mail today. Now, before we try to get our hands on this particular individual's paint, multiple times I've had him cancel and deny. He actually denied quite a few orders from a fellow who was trying to get his product. My buddy named BJ was trying to get his product, and he kept canceling. He kept saying he was out of stock, he didn't have any more left. But I got somebody from another state to get it. And here it is right here in your box. I'm not going to show your address because I don't do stuff like that. I pretty much take all that out. So we're going to cut this open. Man, yeah, kind of the scissors. I got a little. We're going to get the corners real quick. Get in here. I should be using a knife, but I don't have any knives down here. Surprisingly, I always have knives downstairs. But this is your paint. I had a friend of a friend order it, and I'm gonna tell you something, my friend. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you're a very paranoid person. I mean, you're very paranoid. Yeah, I heard that you put them through some stuff, a lot of questioning that they had to go through in order just to get this paint. This is your paint right here. That's your product right here in this container. So, yep, I got it here. Now, like I said, I blocked out all the labels because I don't want anybody seeing your personal information, because I think that's very disrespectful. We don't do that. And when you get anything boxed with our stuff on it, those that shipping information is actually one of our company's accounts. But yeah, this is you right here, my man. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I have your product here. I could easily take your product outside, right now, outside, and put it up against a Superior 7 or maybe a Supreme at 5 o'clock or whatever time I could take it out there and put it against the screen. I already know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. This is sealed. I know what's going to happen to this product. I know. But guess what? I'm going to show you that I'm a bigger man than you. I'm not going to take your product outside. I'm not going to test it. I'm going to keep it right here in the box. That's where it's going to stay. Because I don't need to tear somebody down in order to make myself look big. Now, I do demonstrations against your product when you basically go too far. But you know what? We've learned to ignore you. We learned not to bother with you. We learned to go in a different direction. My Lord has blessed me. I got several major contracts. I even have a contract right in California about to pop off. So I don't need to do this demonstration. I know what the outcome is going to be. I know what's going to happen. I could pretty much make this myself if I wanted to. I could go down to Home Depot and I could get bare silver screen and I could do a side-by-side demonstration with your product, which I've already done this already. In multiple demonstrations, I've already done this. And I can do a side-by-side demonstration and I can make your product right now. You know why? Because you can't do our demonstrations. You can't take a screen outside. You can't do the same thing we can do. So you can't mimic our technology. On top of that, I showed you that a Supreme 7 has a very interesting color to it. You can't even mimic the color of it. So if your product was just like mine, you would have no problem going outside at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, any of those times, even at 8 o'clock in the morning, and standing side by side with a Superior. If you had the same technology I had, you would never pass the ambient light that I have in this environment. No, you wouldn't. Not even at 1100 lumens you wouldn't pass. Even at 42 you wouldn't pass. And I could easily test this if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do it. Because I already know the outcome of it all. I can make this myself easily. I know exactly what it is. But if my product is so easy to mimic, if my product is so easy to do, then you would have no problem with taking that screen outside and doing that 4-day challenge which we asked you to do to begin with, instead of smoke screening going in the opposite direction. But you know what? Consider yourself a good day, my friend, for you, because I'm not going to put this to the test. I already know what it is. I know what the outcome is going to be. No point. So it's going to stay right there. Put it in the box. The person who actually paid for this, I'm going to reimburse you, and everybody's going to be happy, and we'll leave it at that. All right? So, you know, I'm not malicious like you. I'm not going to go out and just basically taint it or whatever. That's not the kind of person that I am. I do fair demonstrations over here. If I did, I'd be sued by major companies because I do a lot of demonstrations against elite screens and some of these bigger screens out here. I'd be in a lot of trouble, but I don't. I do fair demonstrations. So, you know, like I said, I can take your product outside and I can do the demonstration if I want, but I already know what the outcome is. I can go make your product if I want and do the same thing. I can show people that, look, there's no difference in this than everyday $23 bare silver screen. I do the same thing. I can show no difference in it. And that's all simply from your videos. From your videos, you show no difference. Dark environments, poorly lit environments, and basically high-powered projectors. That's pretty much all you do. You don't show any difference at all. If you take your screen paint outside and you put it next to some bare silver screen and you stick it outside, what do you think will happen? They're both going to react the same way. I guarantee you. Matter of fact, if I do a contrast demonstration alone, this would fail miserably. So I'm not going to even test it. I'm not going to bother with it. It's no point. So I'm going to take your paint and I'm going to stick it right over here. Alright, that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Those of you who are wondering how to get your hands on this front and rear black screen paint, the Supreme, actually the Superior 7, sorry, not Superior 7, it's a Superior Ambient Projection Cinema has the capability of doing this. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless.